Gladys Bikes has been open for about 5.5 years now. Since the very beginning, I've realized that we needed to do more than just set out products and invite people in to spend money on them. And so find ways that we can bring people in based on other parts of their identity. And I think that's a large part of it, is sending out the message time and time and time and time again that we care about you as a person way more than we care about you as a bike rider only. The bike world is very binary. People are not. And I think we're constantly trying to push against that. We carry products here that are branded as being for men and for women. And as much as possible, we try to take that out of the conversation and just say, based on your body, based on what you're telling me, this might be right. And instead of saying that, oh, you appear to be a woman-bodied person, therefore you need this bike that's marketed towards women, we try to be broader in our thinking than that. When someone's coming in looking for a bike, we want to really get to know them, get to know their goals on a bike and their goals off of a bike. We try to just start with a blank slate in our minds and not make any assumptions, which is the biggest and most important thing that we do, I think. Because we find folks that come in here that will say, based on their gender presentation, that they're pushed towards one thing or another. So when people walk through the door, the first questions that we're asking are probably not going to be like, how many miles do you ride a week? But instead like, tell me about yourself, you know? And tell me about your body. What makes you feel comfortable? What makes you feel uncomfortable? One of the things that I'm proudest about with the business is my initial business plan. I wrote in the plan that Gladys Bikes would provide a cultural shift within the bike industry, and that perhaps we could influence other bike shops so that they would start to care about people in different ways, that they would perhaps pay more attention to women, that they would reach out more to trans and non-binary communities. And I think over time, we still have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say that I feel like Gladys is helping to push a cultural shift within the bike industry. As a gender-inclusive shop, welcoming people from the LGBTQ community is really a part of every single thing that we do. I think it's really important that anytime any businesses or organizations are putting themselves out as a safe space, that there's actually something behind that. And so we're constantly seeking out new training to make sure that we are respecting people's gender, that we're respecting people's racial and ethnic backgrounds, that we're really taking time to understand how we can appreciate people. Basic Rights Oregon has actually been an organization that we've partnered with since our very first month. The first event that we held in our shop was a party for marriage equality. I think the work Basic Rights Oregon does is so important in terms of furthering the goals that we have at the shop, which is just making people feel at home in this world and feel respected in their identities. I appreciate that their work is constantly changing and morphing as our culture changes and we realize that people have different needs that we need to support. So I appreciate the work they do because it speaks so much to those of us that work here personally, but it speaks so much to the community that comes here.